Recording in progress. Let's bring up the Zoom meeting and make it bigger for everyone to see.
I need an ottoman.
And we're good. All right, so good to see everyone's faces.
Been a while.
I know you guys are all here to see Robin speak today, so we'll.
His favorite thing to do.
Good morning, you guys. Happy Tuesday. I'm glad we're getting the memo that the team meetings are back on Tuesdays and not Wednesdays, right? Yes. Only a couple of you showed up last week on Wednesday, and I was like, read your emails, right? You guys, thank you so much. Let me hit got it. And let's get started. We have a very exciting team meeting today. We have a great discussion by some of the best top producers here in our office. We're going to talk about the shifting market, also celebrate a couple people. So let's get started. Cindy, okay? I want you to read this for me.
I'll be the voice of Cindy.
Simon.
To build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving.
Simon, what does that mean to you?
It means a lot. What it means to me is the opportunities that we have, within Keller Williams, and seeing it from different perspectives, not just as a real estate agent, but building a phenomenal business and life experiences that we give to our clients.
How many of you guys are here because you're in a career? Right? Everyone's hand should be up. Real estate is a career. Being a realtor is a career. Being a KW agent is a career. Sometimes we don't think about that because we don't think about the discipline and the perspective of what it's like. Most of us didn't graduate high school at 18 and decide to go right into real estate. Am I right or am I wrong? We were in some other industry before, whether it was food services, you went out to college, you got your degree, you went into some other capacity, but really we have to think about the fact that every day we have the opportunity to grow our career. Every single phone call that you make, every single open house that you have is something that can further your career. It allows for expansive opportunities. I think that's amazing. But most importantly, it's not just to build a career, but it's to build a career worth having, right? And what does worth having mean like to you? You have to ask yourself that. Just to put things into perspective, this is the Keller Williams mission statement. This is what our company believes and follows by. If you have problems deciphering this and applying this to things you're going through right now, talk to us. We want to help you. We want to talk about what this means. Because it's so much bigger than just a job, right? The career word isn't job, to have a job worth having, right? Because there's different connotations between job and career. Okay, so just think about that. Thank you, Simon. Great interpretation. I'm hearing exactly what you're saying. So happy birthday to our August birthdays. There's quite a few up here. If you guys see anyone that's having a birthday this month, give them a little shout out, right? Welcome to our newcomers. There's some people here in the room as well. Welcome and joining the family. Irene, where are you? Oh, there you are. Irene, stand up. Tell us a little something about yourself.
My name is Irene Pickard. I'm an agent that was working in Ventura County for 25 years plus. And my husband passed away, and I decided to move closer to family. So I moved to Long Beach, about a mile from here, and decided to hold off because I've been here 2 years before I decided where I was going to go. And I looked around, and then I came here. But before this career and during this career, I worked in the community college district as an administrator and a vice chancellor of resources for the Ventura County Community College District. And my major was business, so this kind of fell in line with it. And I
Right.
enjoyed watching houses and seeing them being built and looking at them. So I decided, why not? So I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. Welcome, Irene. We're happy to have you. So, why don't you stand up? Say a quick moment, introduce yourself.
Hi, hello. Still in school, majoring in architecture. I love real estate. I just like homes, so I wanted to become an agent. I took the classes in high school. I was very passionate about it. COVID slowed a couple things down, but I'm happy to be here and happy to finally get started. So I appreciate all you guys' work.
Oh, happy to have you. That's awesome. Here as well, Denise, stand up.
Hi, so I was a stay-at-home mom for the past 10 years, and my son is now going into the 5th grade. So I decided to get into real estate, and I did mortgage for a long time prior. And so, yeah, I'm excited to
That's awesome.
start my.
And you know Susie,
Yes,
right?
Susie.
Susie,
Yes.
super fun. Well, welcome, Denise.
Thank
So
you.
excited. Your first transaction, right?
It is.
Oh, congrats. That's awesome. That's super good. Congrats. We also welcome Donald Getman. I'm not sure, Donald, if you're on Zoom. And then also Chet Patel. I don't think Chet is here. But you guys, welcome to the team. Huh? We can reintroduce Brandy. We got her last time. Brandy, why don't you stand up? We did you last time, right? No, here, stand up. Reintroduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Brandy. Sorry. No, you're fine. I just signed with Keller the middle of July. Real estate's always been sort of like a passion for me, but I never really was. I never got the true like push until COVID because I was working this other job that I thought, okay, I'll just become an optician because that's what I was working with. COVID happened. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try real estate. So I took the classes and passed the exam and was like, all right, I'm doing this. And met you guys and I love it.
That's awesome. I love it. Welcome, Brandy. Did I miss anyone else? Oh, okay, yeah, we'll talk about you in a minute, but welcome and join, because Deborah's gonna introduce you here in a second, but okay, great. So yeah, these are all of our newcomers. Welcome to the Coastal family. So of course, let's start out with our mission moment. This is one of my favorite parts about the team meeting, where we're going to do a bucket fill and announcement and basically be able to help support those. And Deborah's all too excited to get started. Deborah, why don't you start us off with some bucket fills?
So I have that's pretty exciting. We have one of our K-score graduates here today. Not only has she completed the classes, but she has successfully passed the exam. So let me introduce you, Miss Maddie Stroud.
Yay!
Second, I always love to announce dates. I have one of my mentees that is here this morning, Miss Hally Wright, who just closed yesterday on her first transaction. So, that same buyer is now going to be selling, and she will be representing him on the sale up in the Sacramento area. So do not limit yourself to your local community. Spread yourself out in the state of California. So.
That's awesome. Congrats, Paul. Who else has a bucket fill? Who wants to make someone's day feel special today? I know we've got lots. People are back there clamoring.
I'm going to put a shout out to the mentors.
Oh yeah.
Just absolutely appreciate everything that you do for our agents. To take time out of your busy schedules, to support them, to guide them, to take their phone calls, their 1,000 questions, because they have questions. They don't know what they don't know. And I don't know how we would do it and have the success that we have without all of you. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
And I was going to actually say that I'm not a mentee. However, I'm a pseudo mentee because I've been here a year and I haven't sold anything. But either way, Richard Sperling, he takes on, all of us and does his best to try to, impart his knowledge and patience. And I know so a lot of times he probably wanted to kind of probably dump me, but either way, like patience and just, you know, just trying to get us to where we need to be, so.
Great, thank you. No, I'm glad to share that.
Yeah.
Who else? Anyone else? Bucket fill? We'll move on. Got some good buckets filled today. Okay, just in case you guys missed it, Keller Williams was named America's Best Employers for Women in 2022. All of the social media images are created for you guys and available in your command for promotion. Tell our brand's story, especially if you are of the female identifying gender. This is something I think that's really important that we should be proud of and should share. So just in case you guys missed that announcement, Forbes just nominated us, and then we were just adopted in as some of the best employers for women in 2022. So, yes, yay. Okay, quick announcement. In here. Is he in here? Okay, great. Just in case you guys missed this announcement on social media, we're very excited and proud to announce that Jason DeFall has been elected the 2022 Regional Ambassador for KW Commercial. If you guys haven't been following the KW Commercial story, it's been growing exponentially over the last year. Now they've created programs, tools, systems, and communities to coach your way into production, into commercial, for you to be a producing commercial agent and to take it to the next level. So Jason's really going to be on the forefront of what that looks like regionally in our LA coastal region. Okay, so it goes all the way from like beach cities, Torrance kind of area, to a little bit further down south. So he's going to be representing our region, very excited, new opportunities. If you guys have questions about how to get started in commercial, if you have leads that you don't want to work, if you have leads you want to learn to work, everything starts with Jason. Sit down and have that conversation with him, whether it's him or one of the other awesome commercial agents we have within the program. They can help you through that, either through taking the lead and giving you guys a referral fee or mentoring and carrying you through that process. So it's going to be easy. So congrats. Again,
Is once a month, he does what's all the hype. It's
Yes.
usually the third Monday of the month, and typically at 1 o'clock on Zoom. So tune in for that, and you'll be pleased.
Great. Cappers, we have a couple new cappers since the last team meeting. Janine Davies, congrats on capping again. Having a great year. Enjoy your 100% commission, Janine. And then Charles Wren with DGT capping again. Congrats. The anniversary date is May, I believe. So just a couple months.
Very busy.
Yeah, just a couple months. They're working very hard. So congrats to you, Charles, if you're listening. Congratulations to all of our July closings and people who close transactions. If you see your name up there, great job. If you don't, let's sit down and talk about what it looks like to get up there, right? So congrats to all you guys. Good job. Good job. Cool. So let's go through our top people and our team achievements that we had this last month. Our top listing agent, no surprise here, is Janine Davies for last month. Congratulations to our top buyers agent, Kendra Miller. Our top buyers team, the Emil team, Carlos and Ileana. Our top listing team, we have the Sopos. Congrats. Our top buyers group, the David Green team, Lindsay and her team. And then we have our top listing group, Van Wigan Associates. Congratulations, you guys. Congrats. Top commercial group, Jason DeFall and Scott Baker. And another one to recognize that also did their first transaction, who's also a rising star for this month, Moshe. Is he here? No. Okay, so congratulations to Moshe closing his first transaction. Very exciting. He has another listing coming up too, right?
He still has another listing.
Yeah.
2 more listings, and he's got these. This business has come from the Apple Valley area, so. I don't know why my mentees are buying the business, but we'll take it.
And then also congratulations to our top KW Cares contributor, Janine, very generous with helping our charity. Right? Great leadership updates. Let's bring our leadership team up here. We have Simon in person today. So what are you guys going on? Okay, we'll get started. Okay, Deborah, why don't you kick us off?
Okay. So those of you who did bold, I wore my bold t-shirt today. If you have not received yours, you still have time to get yours free August 31st is the deadline.
Good.
So make certain to sign up for that. And then the other thing I wanted to remind you of was the mega camp coming later this month. We're just like 2 weeks away before departure. So August 22nd, no, 23rd and 24th. We're flying out on Sunday the 21st. So if you want to join us, there's still time. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of great presentations and panels. And we're going to bring back some good stuff for you. But come along and have the fun.
I love that. Thanks, Deborah. Cindy, do you have anything for us?
Well, to piggyback on Ball's, congratulations to Brandy. I paid her second Ball's reimbursement.
Yay.
Oh.
Good with that, kind of in one piece.
You look so relaxed.
I know.
I'm still on grease. It was wonderful. Just a little reminder, please have your TCs get your opportunities in on time. I did 2 this morning that are closing today. It really, it throws our projection numbers off, you know, and I have to turn this in daily to the partners and to the region. So please, you know, urge your TCs to get those in as soon as you get something under contract. It really helps.
So that's what I was gonna say. What's on time? What's the office policy in regards to creating the opportunity?
Well, Mr. Broker. 72 hours.
72 hours. Yeah.
72 hours. Why is it 72 hours? Is that an arbitrary number we just picked and thought this sounds nice?
No, the GRE can walk in at any time and want to see our open transactions. And as the broker, Simon doesn't have any knowledge of it. I don't have any knowledge of it. Both the office and the agent can find. And I don't know what the fine is anymore, but
It varies from case to case. Yeah.
So that's really important, and thank you.
And the other thing is it delays you in getting paid.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
Second,
I pride myself on trying to get you paid the day it closes. And when we don't have a file, you know, you're pushing compliance then. You're going back to clients after things have closed to try to get signatures. And unfortunately, I can't pay you until it closes.
And so 72 hours from
Fully executed.
yeah, fully executed, opening escrow, right. It's not the latter, which is 72 hours before you close. That's not it. It's 72 hours after you open,
Yeah.
right? When you guys come to us and you say, hey, I'm here to pick up my check, and we go, what check, right? It's not a good conversation. Cindy's great and super on top of her job and wants to pay you right away, right? And wants to pay, yeah, many come up here, and wants to pay you right away. So help us help you, not only to stay out of trouble, but also to get paid on time, so you can go cash those checks, right? That's what feels good.
Can I just add to
Is this
that?
Simon over there?
Yeah.
In person.
So
We
the-
love it.
So the rule of thumb is 72 hours of getting your offer accepted.
Yeah.
72 hours of getting escrow open. You want to turn in all the paperwork. And then 72 hours prior to closing, you want to finalize all the paperwork and make sure that it goes up in command, and then compliance signs it off. That way Cindy can pay you on time and there's no delays. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you, Simon,
Yes.
that I think this will help some people too. I've seen situations, in fact, even experienced, where there's been some documents missing, we're closing, and now all of a sudden, the seller especially is saying, I'm not gonna sign those documents, we closed. Why are you trying to get me to sign things now? We can't force them.
That's
So in
correct.
that case, how do we handle
So we
something
wanna,
like that?
that's a very good question. How you want to handle that is obviously you want to keep some type of paper trail, right? Making sure that we've at least made 3 attempts to reach out to the buyer, the seller, or even the agent to sign and execute documentation. If you are not successful, you know, please bring it to leadership, bring it to the broker. Let's us try to see if we can push and see if we can get those documents. And, you know, I have a very good success rate in getting the broker to comply with us for the purpose of policy. And that way, if we're still not successful after having broker or team leaders involved, then we're just going to note and, you know, put something in writing that says, you know, we've made an attempt 3 times without success, but ultimately buyer, seller, agent refused to sign. And then you just put that in the file. So if DRE ever wants to audit, they want to look at our files, we at least have something that says okay, this is the reason we don't have an initial or signature or that proper document.
However, more time added to the end where you will have your check delayed even longer. So
Great
get it
job.
in before.
Thank you.
Yeah, don't wait till the last minute saying, we, be proactive, bring it to our attentions, let's work together to get that resolved.
Great.
Make sense?
Thanks, Cindy. Anything else? Okay, Simon.
Oh, I thought Benny was gonna go now. No.
Simon.
How much time do I have? 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really too bad.
Hey, good morning. It's so good to see so many beautiful people. Look at how amazing this office is growing. So thank you, guys. What I'd like to share with you today is just one quick nugget is investigation contingencies. Everyone know investigation contingencies, right? Now, do you know what the default amount is to release that as a condition? Who said? 17 days, that's correct. And more so right now, what we're seeing now, this is not 2 years ago or even a year ago, right? Now the flexibility where before buyers were releasing that or waiving that, right? To get their foot or their offer accepted. Now that has transitioned a little bit. And the reason I want to bring this to your attention, folks, is because we're seeing scenarios and situations and now involvement of leadership trying to kind of navigate because the buyer did not understand when they released that as a condition. Now, with that being said, is it automatically released on the 17th day? Is that a yes? That's a no? I don't know. Okay, no, absolutely. What is the proper documentation that you need in order for you to release that as a condition? Okay, yeah, the contingency removal. Okay, so please make sure that doesn't matter who you represent, if it's a buyer or a seller, that you're proactively engaged, because ultimately the purchase agreement says that the buyer is responsible in releasing that as a condition. Okay, but what happens with buyer agents and the buyers? They try to go under the radar as much and try to prolong that from releasing, right? Because they want to keep that. Because once you release any and all contingency, what happens? Yeah, you're jeopardizing, the earnest deposit, right? And the seller can go after if the buyer has breached the contract. So make sure that you're really in tune to understanding the contracts. But more so, releasing that and sending the right documentation, the contingency removal. Now, it also has a space on there that allows you to extend that contingency, right? Either you do more than 17 days or less than 17 days, right? But let's just say that, you're doing all these inspections on the property and 17 days is upon you. What should you do if you need more time to do more inspections? Absolutely. Man, these agents are awesome. I know.
Gold stars.
You're making my life a lot easier. So yes, there's a form called the ETA, right, that allows you to extend that time frame to release any contingencies, right? And you want to be proactive as well, guys, because if you need that time, don't wait till the last minute. Okay, be in constant communications with the agent to allow that time needed to do inspections. Because here's the problem that we see: lack of communication. And now when you're asking, right, now the agent is a little adamant about it, or the seller. Okay, because why didn't we give the seller heads up ahead of time to allow that time to extend? Okay, so. There's also a section on the RPA, and I'll finish with this, okay? It's section F, and I think it's in paragraph, I think it's 14, subsection F. It says effect of removal of contingencies. And it says removal of buyer's contingency. If buyer removes any contingency or cancellation right unless otherwise agreed, buyer shall conclusively be deemed to have understood what they're doing. Okay, so once you release that as a condition, folks, okay, the buyer cannot say, well, I had to change our mind, I don't think I want this property. It's too late. This is where you as professionals need to really be engaged in those conversations to let them know the importance of why either you're going to go forward with a sale or no, this property does not hit all the bells and whistles and we need to back out and cancel. That way the buyer can get their deposit back. So with that being said, that's my tidbit for today.
Thank you. And that was your playoff music, so. Thank you, Teresa. Okay, Nenny, thanks, Simon, great job.
Three things. Number one, I missed it, so welcome to all the new agents who join us. I see some of you. Welcome to the KW family and the Postal family specifically.
We're almost.
Almost.
Really? I got the memo on that one.
Oh my God, that's
Sorry,
Thank you, guys.
It's all good. And number two is, if you don't know anybody around you, they're probably here in person, visiting us, checking us out, say hi to them, talk about the network. And then number three is, between now and end of the year, right? What I'm asking you to do is invest more in yourself when it comes to day-to-day education and showing up to what brings you the most ROI. And then put some people on the spot because that's what they do on a regular basis, right? Rachel, Leroy, every morning at, or I think pretty much almost every morning at 8 o'clock, Drake as well. What do you do? Where are you? 8 o'clock every morning. Produces mindset, right? Almost every day, right? Who's taking Simon's classes online or when he's here? Anybody? Broker classes, right? So board classes, whatever the board is doing out there. Ignite classes, right?
RPA practice classes.
We got live.
Yes, Austin.
So there's a lot of sessions, seminars on a regular basis. You need to, you see like, you were supposed to lift your hand. Every question, okay? We don't know everything, and every day something else comes in. I'm looking forward to the panel afterwards.
Yeah.
Because that's what really what's gonna differentiate you and us from the competition, and also we don't know what we don't know.
right.
This is it's what will keep you young forever, this business, because you always learn. Leroy, am I correct? Right?
Yes.
You know, and he's showing up on a regular basis and say, I've been doing this for 40 years. Look at him, he's like 20 years old. Young forever, seriously. They're always showing up and always learn on a regular basis. And that's success right there. So I'm asking you, invest in yourself, and whatever schedule is, figure it out. Morning or afternoon, evening, doesn't matter, weekends, show up to succeed. We're here to support you guys, okay? That's all.
I love that. Thank you, Manny.
Yes, I wanted to say that in 2 days, the board is putting up one, but it's in person. If you're not a member of the board, it's $25. But if you remember, it's free. And I guess maybe it's going to cover what Shift covered for us at the hotel
Right.
the other day.
Yeah.
It's going to cover it, but from the loan perspective. I'm not 100% sure what else is going to be discussed, but that's what I call that.
Thank you.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you for the update. I think the boards have a lot of good education we could be tuning into, right? And maybe are underutilizing, but I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys belong to PWR, right?
PWR and Oakar, it's about half and half.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The reason I say PWR, because that's my primary board in 25 years with PWR. They surpass a lot of the boards when it comes to education and all that
Yeah.
stuff, for my personal opinion. So it's a great board to be part of.
That's great. I love that. You guys, a round of applause for the leadership. I'm gonna go over the numbers a little bit. While I'm doing this, I want our esteemed panelists that we talked about for Shift to come on up here and start making your way up to the front. So Deborah, if you could start getting them up to the front while I'm talking about this, don't be scared, come take a seat. So you guys, here's the market profile. Here are the stats that we have as of right now. For the Long Beach area, single family homes, the median list price is $927. You guys remember last month when we went over this? the median list price was $8.99. Okay, so that gives you a little bit of perspective. In just a month, we saw that shift and that change. Median price of new listings, $8.99, price per square foot, etc. Again, it's still a strong seller's market here in Long Beach single family homes. Long Beach condos, we don't see much of a change. It's gone up a little bit in regards to price and everything like that. Lakewood single family homes, we did see a bit of a shift here. So again, the median list price is $835. And then the median price of new listings is $7.99. So we see that little bit of a shift. It did go down just slightly from last month. Look at the price decreases though, in both the condos and the, look at price decrease, 51% of listings had a price decrease. That's a lot, right? Very strong. And we're going to talk about the market here. Seal Beach single family homes. No surprise here, that price is still setting strong and really is on the rise, especially the price per square foot still standing there. But we do see some price decreases going. Seal Beach condos, same thing that we kind of see over there. Great. So let's talk about knowing our shifts, right? Don't be confused by the other grammatical word that starts with an S, but know your shift. Right? So I am joined today by some amazing people here within the office. Just in case you guys missed it, there was a wonderful shift class that was taught by the great Jane Shaw that we had just a couple weeks ago. And I asked a couple people who went to the event to kind of share some things so we can mastermind a little bit about what you guys learned. And so we have Richard Sperling, an ALC member over there on the end. We do have Robin the Dutch Awerna right in the middle. Robin, welcome. And ALC member, welcome. We have the wonderful Alice Billman there. In the middle too. You're like, oh, I'm ready. We have Drake Cruz over here in the Adorable Lab shirt. I love that. Welcome, Drake. We have Brad Jones here on the end, the esteemed Brad with the Janet Jones team. And then actually, you guys on Zoom, let me try to start the video. That way, maybe I'll do it from my laptop. That way, maybe you guys can see here. Oops, there we go. Okay, great. So you guys, let's just get this started. Hopefully, you guys can see. They should be able to hear you. So let's just open question. Whoever would like to start, maybe let's start with Richard down at the very end. What did you think of the actual event, just overall, like as a whole? What were some of your takeaways that you had?
So the actual event, I think, was in several ways kind of eye-opening for me. Because there's some things that I didn't look at the way that he presented it. So it really caused me to think about how I was doing that in my business. And several things I did implement also from there. So overall, it was for me, it was really beneficial. It was worth the $89 that I spent, and the parking was free, so $89.
What did it feel like, you guys, to be in a room with all those people since COVID? Was this like kind of your first time being in a big crowd like that, learning together? It was.
Yeah.
What did that feel like?
Yeah, it was a little different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but got to get back out there.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of energy too.
What do you guys think? There was a point in the session too where we had lots of breakouts, lots of masterminds, right? And I did like that about. Did you guys like that format? It was less of a lecture and more of a let's talk about this together and collaborate. What are some of the things you heard when you were collaborating with your table of ideas and things happening with the shift?
I think there was a really good example of getting buyers off the fence. A lot of buyers, they are looking for this many bedrooms, neighborhood, schools and whatnot, but because of the last 2.5 years, they're hyper focused on what am I actually paying for this house, and I'm overpaying.
Oh, you stole my note.
Speak up.
That's page 168, Michelle, 168.
But James, the presenter, really helped to kind of show how to possibly get a buyer off the fence. Like when you're renting for $3,000 a month, you're paying $400,000 in 10 years. And most people stay in their house for 10 years. But when you pay your mortgage for 10 years, you may spend $500,000 and you had your down payment. And if the house would not go up in value in 10 years, you still walk away with a check.
Mhm.
But most likely your $800,000 home will be worth 1.5, whatever.
Mhm.
So that was really a good conversation that I got out of that.
And the tax write-off.
That was eye-opening. Anyone else did that resonate with them?
Those are my 3 points that I had right there. Thank you for coming.
What were some of your other points with that? You said you had 3.
Okay, one of the things that he talked about quite a bit was when you're looking at pricing, look at days on market more than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And watch how many days, watch how the price is shifting, to keep ahead of your pricing on new listings. That was a big deal. The other one was, pulling out a calculator and going through, here's your down payment, here's your mortgage payment, whatever, when you get out at the end. If all you get down is your down payment, you live for free. Which I thought was huge. I've got a couple of on the fence buyers that are looking at that now. So I think that was huge. Let's see if I can take all of Drake's points.
Brad, did you have anything to add to that? Things that you took away?
One of my takeaways was that you really have to understand either your buyer or your seller's motivation. You can't motivate somebody.
Yes.
You have to really understand their motivation and then know what you need to do to answer their questions and concerns.
And how do you do that? How do you find out their motivation?
Ask them. You have a nice consultation, whether it's a buyer or a seller listing appointment or a buyer consultation. You listen. You listen. Yeah, you ask them a question. You listen to what they say. Why are you making a move? What's important to you about that? And then what's important to you about that? Just delve deeply into what they're wanting to do so you can tailor your message to them.
Asking seems so fundamental, but most of you guys here on the panel have an actual buyer's consultation, right? Or an actual listing presentation and consultation, things that you ask, right? Yeah. How important do you think it is to generate that and to have that structure in your business?
Critical.
We meet with a lot of buyers ourselves, and they might have been working with somebody else, and you just ask them, did you guys ever have this meeting with your previous agent? No, we started seeing houses. Well, no wonder they weren't successful. They really didn't know what they were looking for, what their motivations were. Well, you have to have a meeting. Zoom is great because now you can get people to buy into it easier because they don't have to physically come to your office.
Speaking of motivations, one of the sections that I thought was really eye-opening was that as a group, we went through and we did mini groups at first. And we said, what are the top 3 motivations you hear from sellers right now selling in this market, right? And every little group came up with their top 3 reasons. And then everyone had a representative who stood up in the room and started sharing their reasons. And essentially we took the top 3 from over many, probably 200 and some people there in the room. And surprisingly, what was the #1 motivating factor for people to sell their home right now, almost unanimously in the room? Do you guys remember?
Yeah,
Equity, right? Cash out, right? Where's the opportunity in that? What did you guys get from that exercise?
Well, the big question is, what are you going to do with your equity? So are you moving on? Are you moving down? Are you moving out of state? Do I need to find you something else? That's kind of where my question would go.
Yeah, even in the marketing part of it with the seller motivation, while they talked about how you market to sellers, and a lot of people at the table, newer agents were saying, well, just show them how much equity they have. Well, unless you've been under a rock for the last 2 years, you bought it for 200, it's worth $1 million, so they know how much equity you have. I don't have to show them that. But what motivating factor will cause allows them to sell the property to use that equity they have. Right? So that should be part of the marketing material to market where the market is. Right?
What was the second reason? Do you guys remember?
Relocation.
Relocation, right? And I think with this conversation, the point is for us to understand the motivation to how to tailor our marketing, correct? Yeah, so relocation, explain that a little bit more. Do you guys deal with relocation? What are you doing right now to help corner that market?
We are talking to a lot of other agents around the country.
Mm.
We'll probably have 15 referral agreements this year, maybe, of people that are moving out of state, so we're trying to connect with agents around the country because when somebody's moving from here, they're moving somewhere. And even if it's just Palm Springs or someplace, I don't work there. I want a referral agent in all these different areas.
You guys did a referral seminar, didn't you too? Or a relocation seminar, right? And what did that look like?
Really just trying to determine, can somebody take the equity in their home here and relocate? Because a lot of people's jobs, employment will now allow them to work remotely, and they don't need to live in Long Beach or right here. They can live further away. So
yeah, very cool.
We had a client that moved to New Orleans. She's still a professor at Cal State Long Beach.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So, it can be done.
Yeah, I love that. Drake, what are your notes?
A couple things. One thing that was really nice is when I brought my shift book to the seminar, it was actually really interesting that everything that I wrote down from that seminar was on a different page than the first time I had attended the class. But on that note too, you guys have to invest in yourselves and don't be afraid to ask for help. If you need help investing in yourself, go talk to Hally, go talk to Deborah, because we have whole and sometimes partial scholarships in place for you. Just like in Bold, some people didn't have to pay their full Bold because some scholarships were provided. So don't be afraid to ask, hey, well, I want to go, but it's $100. Well, you know what? I'm sure there's going to be some generous people in this office that are going to invest in you. A lot of us have done it. So don't be afraid to ask for that. Okay, so I did it by page number. I have my teleprompter here. And most of the stuff Robin and Alice and Brad already stole. Thank you, Richard, for not stealing. So, page 50. We can motivate someone to help them better understand why they should be buying or selling, okay? The key here is listening to them. Once they have told you their motivations, remember them, because you're going to bring that up time and time again to remind them why they're doing it. Page 58 and 59. Your today's message must match the market. He said this quite a few times, that in a constricting market, and he did use air quotes.
That's what we're in, though.
Okay.
That's the title of our market right
In
now.
a constricting market, I think they did like half a dozen times.
Yeah, constricting market. That should be a part of your dialogue.
The truth becomes critical since the message people respond to narrows greatly. Okay. The one that Robin stole from me, page 168. In a shift, buyers can easily lose sight of the primary reasons driving their purchase. They become hyper-focused on price and price alone. And that is why you need to remember what their message was and what their motivation was, is because you need to take them off of focusing on the price and going back to what their motivation was. Got it? Okay. Page 183, don't forget to share your success stories of people, okay? These things are done authentically and it's personal, and it's okay to share that because it's telling them it's okay to buy. Others are doing it now, so it kind of reinforces the fact. And the last thing is don't forget your care calls.
What's a care call, Drake?
I think, at least for me, that phrase came upon during COVID, is when you would call your database in your sphere of influence and all you're doing is checking in on them. It's not a real estate call. It's just it's a care call. How are you guys doing? You know, are things going okay? You know, are the children, you know, driving you crazy at home now that you're working from home? Stuff like that. Okay, it helps build and strengthen the relationship. And this is a relationship business, and that is never going to go out of style.
I love that.
I'm done. Thank you so much.
You guys, final words from the panel, things that you want to share with the audience, things you learned, look into.
There was one thing that he came up with, because prices have gone up and everybody's equity is really high. He said, when was the last time you looked at your homeowner's insurance?
That was an aha
That's
for
a
me.
beautiful thing to call with.
That's a care call.
Yeah, but why is that? I mean, when was the last time you looked at your home? Why is it that important for those folks that maybe don't know?
Because if I've got an extra $500,000 or $600,000 of value in my house, my insurance may not cover that if it burns down. So you need to check on it. Check with your insurance agent. I'm just calling to make sure you know that.
That was a
So
real
that was
aha.
useful. Yeah.
I went home and checked my coverage. You know, it was powerful when all the realtors in the room started calling their insurance agents. That was a good one. Who else? Anything else people want to share?
Check out KW.com. I kind of never think about it, but if you go to the search on that website, it has a lot of information. You can see, just go to Signal Hill, for instance, you can see which properties have gone down in price. There's a payment calculator where you can adjust your down payment, the interest rates, which is very important right now to talk with your buyers and sellers. 2 months ago, it was at 3.5%. Now it's at, I don't know what it is, 5.5, something like. What's the difference in mortgage payment every month? And you have to price your home accordingly, but you also have to set yourself up as a buyer to have that expectation. What is my price point? Is it still 800 or did it go down to 750? So KW.com can actually be a pretty good quick tool. And I had no idea.
And that mortgage calculator you can add to your website, your MyKW website, which is cool. It's a new widget feature, FYI, you guys. Brad, you had something to say?
Just a couple of other points that just before we started the panel, you were going through all the numbers. You have to know your numbers, and you have to know them specific for the market you're working in, because we're in Long Beach or Orange County or wherever little niche we're specializing in. The message that our people are hearing is from CNN. It could be national numbers, it could be whatever, and real estate is very specific. So you have to know, they're saying, oh, inventory is down. And no, it's not. It was at about a 1 month supply. It's now at about a 2 month supply, and that's still a seller's market. You have to be able to explain not only the numbers, but what they mean. So know the market for whatever zip code or city you're working in.
Super important.
And the other thing was focus on your business. So as you've been in the business longer, you start to acquire stuff and websites and apps and stuff. Read your credit card statement. Indicator of the health, number one indicator of the health of your business is profitability. That was one of the things he hit on. And if there's ways to trim your budget, focus on stuff that's helping you and being productive. If it's not, hold it accountable and get rid of it.
Just even knowing what your budget is and what it costs to operate your business. I think that's important.
We have a bookkeeper that gives us a P&L once a month. We need to monitor that all the time. And I need to do a much better job of it because there's stuff in there I know I could get rid of.
I think we all could, really. I think we all could. We have to look at it as a big whole. Anything else?
Just one thing. These people made me read 4 books since I've been at this. And out of the 4 so far, Shift has helped me the most.
Good.
I take that everywhere and I refer to it, but get help. Shift helps. So I would recommend. And I've never recommended a book because but Shift helps.
I love that. That's great. Susie, do you have anything to add?
I don't. They said everything that's all my notes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, no, it was a great class though.
You guys, round of applause for our panel. Thank you. much for your time. I appreciate it. You can go back and join your seats. If you guys need the shift book and you don't own the shift book, you can scan this QR code down here at the bottom that's gonna take you right to it. Just a little spoiler alert, if you can get the leadership edition, I know it is a few extra dollars, but it is one of the best resources because they have a lot of study guides in there. It breaks it down in the tabs so you can flip to stuff really easy. So it's a lot better than just a regular book. You can get it on Amazon, or if not, you guys can scan that code if you're on at home, and it's gonna take you right to the Red Label store. Okay, that was great, you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Ray, I heard that.
Yes.
Ray.
Hi, everybody.
Hi. So the shift video vault, you guys, James Shaw teaches shift at least once a week. He has groups that come on and join. You guys can scan that code. It's actually in your KW Connect, and go back and watch dozens and dozens of videos and get caught up. There's a lot of good things shared. They're masterminding around the book. You don't want to miss it. If you missed that event, go on KW Connect and watch those videos. Okay? Great.
Okay.
Yeah, Deborah talked about that. That's happening in just a couple weeks. It's not too late to go in person. Even more importantly, if you can't go in person and you don't want to fly, it's still digital. Okay, you guys sign up for the digital version. You get all the content. Gary's going to talk about how to be the economist of choice for your clients, how to make more when there's less to get, how tough times translates to a really special word that I like, which is opportunity, right? How to quit trying to outsmart simplicity, and then how this market can set you up instead of setting you back. So many of those things are mindset things. I think that's important as we go through this shift, right? Find your people. We talk about our Keller Williams communities all the time. If you guys aren't tuning into these things, it's a great opportunity to network, mastermind, and be engaged with other agents around the country. So find your people and hone your craft. We have luxury, we have commercial, we have relocation, we have sports and entertainment, we have military expansion, Rainbow Network, etc. There are plenty of groups around here. People send referrals all the time back and forth. So make sure you guys get involved with those. Speaking of luxury and commercial, there are a couple community showcases that are coming up. These are like mini mega camps where you guys can attend in person and engage with them directly. I know Janet's going to the luxury symposium that's happening in Boston. So you can talk to Janet about that if you guys want to join her and you're in the luxury community. I'm sure many will talk more about that later this week with Brady, right? Here's some upcoming community events if you guys want to get involved. Don't forget, most of Keller Williams stuff is built around the Central Time. Okay, so make sure you guys work your calendars Central Time, right? Change it to Pacific. Perfect. Let's bring up our affiliates and support people that we have here in the office. Okay, come on up, you guys. Great. Perfect. Sarah's here first. Sarah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Hi guys.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi Susie. Sarah, Pacific Coastline Escrow. I'm right down the hallway for those of you that don't know. I see a lot of new faces here. If you guys ever need anything when it comes to escrow, questions, classes, anything I can help you with, please use me as a resource. I can do net sheets for you. I can answer questions. We can go over forms that they need to do, fill in. I know a lot of agents that like to kind of get prepped. So like, what does the chain of title look like? Do we have to clear anything? Did someone pass away? Things that I can help you with. We can get set up with our title as our partner here. If there's anything you need though, please feel free to let me know. Keep an eye out for my classes. I should have the class coming up. No questions, Drake. Put that here. Okay, great.
It was hard to hear you because there's so much reflection coming
stop
out of
it.
your ear.
I know. I was headed. You gave it up, Drake. Spoiler alert.
Yes, I just got engaged. Thank you. Thank you. But please let me know if I can help you in your business. If there's anything, literally, I'm here for you. Even if it's not my escrow, it's not my file, I'm happy to help you guys if anything I can do.
That's awesome. Thanks, Sarah. Awesome. What do you guys do?
Good morning. Thanks for having us today. Yeah, I put out a couple flyers for you on a couple laws that have come up. One is SB 9. I'm sure you guys are aware of it.
can add more properties to a lot, you can split lots, add ADUs, things like that. We're gonna do a class on it, all the details. I did leave information out for you, but we're gonna do a full class August 22nd at 1 p.m. here, explaining how that works and also how to find process. There's two kinds of process. The buyer, now buy a property and add an ADU. Also a seller who owns a property with maybe a bigger lot or something, but they have no depreciation left. They have no tax write-off left. That's a good person that could sell and move up to a new investment property. Also, there's 1079, SB 1079 changes the judicial foreclosure law. If you remember in the past, when we purchased at a foreclosure sale, they went and they paid cash, they got the property, if they were subject to existing liens, and then what they would do is they'd get a deed from the trustee saying they were the owner. Now, if that buyer is an investor, you can have an owner occupant, a tenant occupant. You could also have a nonprofit can make an overbid on that within 15 days. Then they have 45 days to close and they can get financed. They don't have to pay cash. Now, there's not a lot of lenders that do that, but there are a few and there's going to be more. So that's a great opportunity if you have investors looking for properties, or if you got a buyer just can't find what they want. Maybe that's something that you can work with them on to give you guys opportunities. So we're going to go over that in detail, explain to you how it works. I left a lot of information out for you guys to review in the meantime. And we will have that class for you on August 22nd at 1 p.m.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Doug. Alex.
Hi, everybody. Alex here, Financial in-house lender for the office. I sent out a group email last week. Did you guys get it? To most of the agents in the office, it was through MailChimp. It just spoke on kind of what's happening with rates. Alice actually proposed to me, hey, I get a lot of questions about what's going on with interest rates, and I just don't really know exactly what to say, and I'd love to just have your 2 cents. I broke it down 2 ways. I said there's, the big economic factors that are going into interest rates, and then there's also this, what I call volume play. A lot of banks aren't getting as much deals right now because rates are up. So to drive more business in there, some of those banks are just dropping their rates artificially low, to just even losing money to get clients in the door. So it's really, really important to just have your clients shopping their rate right now. There are a lot of banks out there that just, they need to support all the staff that they hired over the pandemic when rates were super low. And they just can't do it right now because there's not as many refinances going on. So keep that in mind. It did also have a link to current rates as of the week. Use that for your open houses. I'm going to do that every Friday for you guys. It'll go out again to the whole roster. So please keep in mind, if you don't see it, let me know. I'm just right up in the front there. But rates today, we had the big jobs report on Friday. I don't know if you guys saw that, but the economy or the US added double the amount of jobs they thought they were going to. So rates suffered on Friday. Mortgage rates like bad news, not good news. So good news actually makes mortgage rates go up, and adding more jobs is good news. So we saw rates go up on Friday. They've kind of settled down Monday, Tuesday of this week. We're in the high 4s, like right around 5% for conforming loans, and in the mid 4s for the government, VA, FHA stuff. So any questions? I'm just right up front. My cell is always on. My email is always up. Let me know. I'm here to help. Thank you so much.
Yeah. I love that. Thanks. Hey, Alex, real quick. I didn't miss this. Alex?
Yes.
Don't think I missed this. How long do people have when they get their credit pulled to shop around?
About 30 days.
Yeah, and that doesn't ding their credit again, right?
No, just considered one pull.
Yeah.
So if they go and buy a car, going to get a mortgage, they have about 30 days. CFPB made the rule back in Dodd-Frank that just said, hey, we want people to shop for rates. So I know that that's a big sticking point, but I always like to, if I'm pre-approving your clients, to look at their credit for you guys. They can come and tell me what their score is, but mortgages, the credit that we pull is a lot lower than the Credit Karma app, a lot lower than their Discover Card app, because ours is so much bigger of a financial vehicle.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind.
I love that. Thanks, Alex. Yeah, thank you. Thank you to all of our affiliate partners. Thank you to the office. We always appreciate you. Okay, you guys, listing pitches and buyer needs. Who has a listing they would like to pitch? Who has a buyer need they want to share with the group? Great.
I have a 3-1 coming up, which is going to be a heavy cosmetic fixer in West Long Beach.
Okay.
Meaning on the other side of the 710. and it's gonna come on the market, I believe, at $525.
Ooh, good price point.
Not a great location. It backs up to the freeway. It actually doesn't have a garage, and it's a small lot, so it would be great for an investor. That's a property. And then I also have a 3-2 coming up in Portola Hills. It has absolutely $1 million views, and that's going to be under.
Oh, $1 million views for under $1 million. There we go. That's a good bang for your buck. Thanks, Drake. Congrats on those 2 listings. That's great. Congrats. Anyone else? Listings, buyers? Oh, Leroy. Yeah.
One in Compton, it's 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 1,900 square feet. It's off Wilmington and Compton-ish. It's going to come on at $675. So that'll be on either the beginning of next week or later.
I love that. Thank you. Okay. Leroy.
I have a 3 and 3 coming up, 1,792 square feet, cul-de-sac location. Green Meadows community of Harper City, 952 story, move-in condition, doors removed, whole 9 yards. I also have a 5 and 3, about 3,100 square feet, cul-de-sac location. Probably a Harbor City, probably about 1.25 cul-de-sac. The problem with that house is it'll be my next door neighbor.
Oh, boy. Good at downside. You have great margaritas, so it is. And good barbecue. Yeah, and slushies, good barbecue. That's awesome. Yeah, I love that. Okay. Did we get it, Teresa? Do you have something to pitch?
Well, yeah, it's a business opportunity, which you guys have been into a lot. So I have it coming up, but right now it's still an off market, even though I'm under pressure from the husband to get him, the buyer, into the door so that he can sell and move to his country. But they have released it with an agent that didn't put it on anywhere. So I don't know how to contact the agent. So anyway, I'm talking to them right now to see what we can do. And I'm going to have a meeting with my broker on this as what to do, because I had the wife talk to my buyer at length in Arabic, which I don't understand, but I have loyalty for my buyer. So even though she asked my buyer, give me your phone number, at least you're talking to me on her phone, she knows. I wrote something to my buyer, so don't give any information about yourself yet. So he didn't do it. Yeah. So anyway,
business opportunity.
It's an interesting story, but bottom line, I want to get into escrow with this property ASAP.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else?
I do.
Yeah, Brandy.
I have a commercial listing in Menifee. It's an industrial property. There's 2 different businesses that are run out of it. And my seller is super flexible. He will do a rent back. He just needs to free up cash to put into the business. So if you guys have any investor clients that maybe need to do a 1031 exchange, reach out and let me know.
Good idea. I love that. It's good to hear all this inventory. You guys, this is great. Anyone else? Okay, that's it. Thank you for joining us. It was great. You guys, real quick, what's on the calendar? Commercial meeting that's happening today. You guys don't forget about that. Simon's class is also happening today. Mastering your RPA skills, those people that were asking for that, that's happening every Wednesday at noon. Of course, we have Fritz's coaching session. Don't miss his KW Luxury Mastermind. If you're interested in luxury or getting involved in luxury, that's going to be Brady Sandoval. You guys, you will be surprised and delighted to go. So make sure you guys go. He's awesome. Of course, we have Penny. Penny's class is coming out there. She is.
We are canceling it.
Moving it. Okay. Penny's
my last
moving
my
it.
daughter before she goes back to Florida.
Oh.
So I'm gonna stay with my daughter next
How
week.
sweet. You guys, thank you so much. We're good.
Thank you.
Thank you.